They were the band everyone loved to hate. Big choruses, drop D riffs, Jesus arms. Your older cousin had their CD next to Metallica. Your high school bully sang With Arms Wide Open at karaoke. Creed was everywhere. Then they imploded in spectacular fashion. But here's the twist. Creed is back.
Hello, my friends. We meet again. It's been a while. Where should we begin?
How about rehearsals?
And people aren't just laughing this time. They're actually listening. This is Headbangers Crossovers, where we dive into the bands that blurred the line between heavy metal and hard rock. And today, we're talking about the most accidentally hilarious and secretly influential hard rock band of the 2000s. Let's talk about Creed. Creed formed in Florida in 1994. Scott Stapp on vocals, Mark Tremonti on guitar, Scott Phillips, Brian Marshall on drums and bass. They came up during the post-grunge boom. Nirvana was dead, Pearl Jam had gone weird, labels were hunting for the next radio-friendly angst machine. Creed fit the bill. Their first record, My Own Prison, was raw, spiritual, and had just enough edge to get played on rock radio and Christian stations.
I hear a thunder in the distance, see a vision of a crowd.
But it was their second album that exploded, 1999, Human Clay. That opening riff to Higher is burned into every millennial's skull. Big vocals, melodrama, mega choruses. Sounded like God fronting Alice in Chains.
Are you sure?
Not really. They weren't grunge, not really metal, but they hit hard enough to get onto the Metal Kid mixtapes.
So much say mixtape?
Human Clay went 11 times platinum. Let that sink in. Higher and With Arms Wide Open were inescapable. Creed was everywhere. MTV, Super Bowl halftime shows, WWE, movie soundtracks. They walked the line perfectly. Heavy enough for dad rockers, emotional enough for suburban teens. Mark Tremonti laid down riffs that almost veered into metal. Stapp's vocals, operatic Meatloaf.
I would do anything for love. I'll never lie to you, and that's so.
Dramatic, over the top, meme-worthy. But here's the truth. It actually worked. Weathered dropped in 2001 and debuted at number 1. Creed was untouchable. Until they weren't.
Hello, my friend, we'll meet again. It's been a while, where should we?
By 2002, it all fell apart. Stapp spiraled hard. Booze, ego, Jesus complex, paranoia. They played a show in Chicago so bad, fans actually sued them. Not a joke. A literal class action lawsuit for sucking. The band broke up in 2004.
And the second experience, everyone's successful, wealthy, and, egos have grown.
Stapp went solo.
See what lies beneath everything we are and used to.
And yeah, it was a mess.
It's not very good.
Meanwhile, Tremonti, Phillips, and Marshall formed an actual metal cred. And Creed became the butt of every rock joke. Late night TV roasted them. They were compared to Nickelback,
Simon and God Awful, Nickelback.
which is like being handed the golden dunce cap. But time is a weird beast. Creed may have been cringe, but they definitely left a crater. They proved that spiritual, emotional, radio metal adjacent rock could dominate. They laid groundwork for bands like Shinedown.
Well, Mama told me when I was young,
Breaking Benjamin.
if I had to, I would put myself right beside you. So let me ask, would you like?
Red. Tremonti became the most respected guitarist in hard rock. And now, there's nostalgia. 2024, Creed launches a full comeback tour. It sells instantly. Gen Z finds the memes, millennials quietly hit play again, and the riffs, they're still great. Creed outlasted the hate. That matters.
Welcome to this place.
Let me help you better understand metamodernism using something I have affectionately called the Stages of Creed is Awesome chart. The first stage, sincere communication.
If you want to give them a fair shake, listen to What If off the Scream 3 soundtrack.
What if you did? What if you lied?
It's Creed trying to go heavy. Tremonti cranks the distortion, Stapp dials back the Preacher Act a little, and it actually is really good. Or try Bullets off Weathered.
They shoot 'cause they want it.
That one flirts with new metal vibes, double-time riffing, snarling vocals. There was fire in there, it just got buried under the memes. Creed blurred the line between grunge, post-grunge, and hard rock. They were a radio juggernaut. They were a meme. Now they're a comeback story. And whether you love them or laugh at them, you definitely remember them. And this was Headbangers Crossovers. Do me a favor, leave me some comments below. What do you think is Creed's best album? Do you think they deserve the hate? And give me some bands to cover next that crossover and borderline on that thin line between metal, rock, hard rock. I'm Fred Carroll.
Welcome to this place.
Let me help you better understand metamodernism using something I have affectionately called the Stages of Creed is Awesome chart. The first stage, sincere communication. It's marked primarily by sincerity and probably a bit of naivete. Creed is awesome, then gives way to the postmodern critique, the deconstructive cynicism, which then starts to shift into this ironic Creed is awesome, LOL. Let me share with you some Creed memes, which is now moving into new territory, the meta-modern, which moves us beyond irony into something we could call post-ironic sincerity. That is using the language of irony, using the vocabulary of postmodernism, but applying it to sincerity and wholesomeness instead of deconstructive critique and cynicism. Now we have people doing something which seems like it might be going full circle, and they're saying, Creed is awesome.